Azist fails to comprehend the reason she cannot defeat Desir. According to her, she is far superior in terms of mana, magic skills, and even combat, yet she is struggling against a mere beta student. Desir, on the other hand, implores Azist to savor this battle and have some fun. His valiant remarks make Azist discern that the only thing she's lacking is battle experience, and with this, she approaches Desir to challenge him once again. Desir launches some counterattacks, but Azist manages to dodge them rather easily. As soon as she swings her sword, Desir brings out his dagger and reinforces it using magic. This shocks Azist as she wasn't expecting Desir to block this attack. Despite his reinforcement, Azist smashes him into the wall and charges towards him once again. As she is wildly swinging her sword, she wonders why she cannot defeat Desir. Her frustration is making her movements hasty as she attempts to assert her dominance over him by force. Desir, on the other hand, is cool as a cucumber as he questions Azist if she's enjoying their battle. Furthermore, he confidently asserts that Azist must not have fought many worthy opponents since she is extremely strong. In his previous life, Azist always looked bored because none of her opponents were worthy enough. He keeps provoking Azist to utilize her full potential to defeat someone she considers worthy enough. Hearing this, Azist keeps her calm and admits that she wants to defeat him. With this, she utilizes her ultimate magic Frozen Throne, turning the entire room into her own domain. She then challenges Desir and launches multiple attacks at once. This troubles Desir a bit, but he swiftly dodges all her attacks. With no other option left, she attempts to launch multiple projectiles at him, and this provides Desir the opportunity to counterattack as he utilizes his inverse magic to take over her domain. According to Desir, Azist can utilize her magic limitlessly inside her domain, and the fact that she has mastered it is astonishing. To provoke her even further, he announces that it doesn't matter how many magic circles she creates, her magic won't reach him. Azist, on the other hand, is out of tricks. She knows that she cannot defeat Desir with her sword or magic, and this makes her realize something. Azist abrogates her domain and concentrates all her magic into her sword. Desir immediately realizes what she is attempting and gets astonished. Amidst all this, Dinetta and Pram are engaged in battle. Even though Pram is overpowering Dinetta, he agrees that he is strong and they have to eliminate him before Percival joins the battle. Dinetta, on the other hand, asks Percival to lend him some help since he doesn't want to waste any more time on mere commoners. With this, Percival unexpectedly launches his sword towards Pram. He manages to parry his puny attack rather easily, but it was all part of their plan as both Percival and Dinetta trap them. As soon as they are about to attack them, Romantica reminisces the words Desir told her before and asks Pram to duck. She then projects her remaining magic power at point blank, eliminating both of them. Azist, on the other hand, has managed to successfully manifest the magic sword which only holy knights can wield, and it takes around 10 years to master it. The fact that Azist awakened her magic sword during this battle astonishes Desir. None of his attacks are effective as Azist abbreviates the distance between them. As she is about to strike him and announce her victory, she notices that Desir has activated his inverse magic and inversed the entire clock tower, clearing the quest. With this, the final battle of the ranking tournament has concluded with Desir and his party emerging as winners. Professor Brigid is extremely pleased with their performance, but the leader of the Blue Moon doesn't seem too happy. He cannot comprehend what just happened and refuses to acknowledge the results. During their meeting, he accuses Professor Brigid of using some illegal means to provide Desir with information regarding the final. According to him, it is impossible for a commoner to outdo a magic knight and clear the quest. The professors, however, don't support his opinion and ask him to stay put since they are in the presence of the headmaster. One of the teachers then reveals the list of single rankers compiled by the headmaster himself and presents it in front of other professors. The professor questions the reasoning behind this meeting if the list is already finalized, to which he replies by stating that he wanted to hear their opinion. The headmaster also mocks Professor Fergman, asserting that his opinion is trash. In the meantime, Desir and Azist are having a conversation regarding their final battle. Desir reveals that their party's objective was to turn other parties against each other and claim the victory, but Azist saw right through it. Desir further reveals that even her partners were focused on eliminating them instead of clearing the quest, which made it easier for them to distract them. This frustrates Azist even more as she questions him regarding this. Desir discloses that he tried analyzing the clock tower before their battle, but he didn't have enough time. But he still managed to dissect it in time during their battle. Azist realizes that Desir wasn't focusing on their battle alone, instead he was looking at the bigger picture. He wasn't even fighting her seriously, and clearing the quest was his priority. In the end, she admits that she had been utterly defeated. Desir also admits that if her sword had arrived a second before, they would have lost. In the meantime, Romantika and Pram also appear at the spot, announcing that they would have fought Azist in his stead since they had defeated Donetta and the spiky hair. Desir praises both of them as they settle down. Romantika gets a bit jealous when Desir pats Pram, but he makes up for it by patting her as well. They share an unbreakable bond as Azist also notices how contented the three of them are together and envies them. With this, Azist excuses herself as Professor Fergman wants to see her since they lost to mere commoners. Before leaving, she asks Desir if she can participate in their training sessions. Hearing this, Romantika objects, but Desir agrees without contemplating further, asking her to meet them at the main gate of the training area. Romantika is still not happy with his decision, but Desir insists. Following this, the three of them leave to meet Professor Brigitte, who is waiting for them. Upon reaching her office, the professor congratulates them for their success as Romantika questions her regarding the verdict. Before revealing the result, Professor summons a massive cake from the Bswald bakery, which shocks them. Seeing such a prestigious cake, Romantika realizes that they are up for some happy news and questions the professor about it. Professor Brigitte, however, makes a despicable expression, revealing that they have failed. But, much to their surprise, she was joking around and wanted to surprise them. She then addresses Desir, Romantika, and Pram, announcing that they are successfully registered as single rankers and promoted to the Alpha class. This makes them insanely happy as they express their gratitude towards Professor Brigitte, who is glad that they outsmarted that fat scum. With this, Desir and the others savor the cake the professor bought for them. Seeing them enjoy themselves makes the professor reminisce about the time when Desir was still a child and asked her to teach him magic. She was the one who taught him everything related to magic and is extremely proud to see him achieve greatness. Azist, on the other hand, is up against that fat scum. Now that Desir and his party have managed to win the ranking tournament and promote to the Alpha class, I wonder what his next motive is. Also, I'm glad that Azist is also joining them in this quest. Well, it was inevitable considering Desir's relation with her in his previous life. Make sure to subscribe and like, so you don't miss out on Desir's future endeavors.